The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Ross, you have become our poo expert.
Stop saying
because you
stuff
are
like that.
internationally now known thanks to the story.
In the Daily Mail.
Firstly, it was national, and we went off air because I
but that-
needed
It
to.
was picked
Daily
up
Mail
overseas because
is
they'll,
You guys,
the
this
UK.
Is the most you've ever brought something up about me. Every time. Actually, at the Tony Gallardi party, you introduced me to the whole crowd as the poop guy.
Yeah.
So everyone poops.
So what story have you got for us today?
Well, it's a poop-related story.
There you go.
It caught my eye. All right, so it's got to be on Channel 9 tonight, I believe, in the news. And there's a lot of vision that comes with this. So it comes up every now and then. Somebody's doing public pooping.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And I'll explain the vision before I play the promo because hearing Tomo talks about it is classic. The poop location looks like it's a business of some sort, kind of hidden in like a car park next to like the back door of the building, right?
Yeah,
And
right.
the same person has done multiple times.
This is now their regular go-to
Yeah. And
pooing spot.
my thoughts is probably a runner who it hits them and they got to
Hits
go.
them at that point, yeah.
Anyway, here's the ad and it'll be on later tonight.
Got to go, you've got to go. Or do you?
Coming in and finding this in the morning is extremely distressing for our staff.
The Perth Jogger causing a big stink.
It is a biohazard and they are putting people at risk.
Caught on camera every time.
I believe it's a cry for help.
9 News, your news, tonight at 6.
Cry for help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a biohazard. They're the last two things I'll be talking about. First of all, you're doing a poo on my thing.
Yes. Stop it.
Stop being a pig.
Yeah.
That's the first. Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop being
Please stop
a
pooping.
disgusting human. I don't care about biohazards and cry for help. That's
These
not cry
stories
for help.
seem to crop up all the time. Also, this because it's a woman, right?
It's a woman.
This poor woman, the promo's gone to air. The story hasn't gone to air yet, right? So she reckons she's recognised herself in this story.
Yeah,
and is now,
sure.
like, she's now
I hope
got
so, 'cause other people will.
24 hours to just like, I don't know,
Yeah.
move. What do you do before everybody finds out that you're a poo
They
jogger?
blur her face, but yeah, I'm sure it's identifiable. But I think of the people like, imagine you go on to work, so we get to Nova early or
Yeah.
whatever. You go to, what the hell is that? No.
Someone's backed one out in the front
Yes.
doorstep. No, I'm
Yeah.
not all about that.
No, you're
Yeah.
not all
No,
about that.
It's a biohazard.
Somebody I know lives in a house where there are steps that go down the side of the house. That is a common, and on the other side of the steps is the small area of bushland, right?
Okay.
And it is a route that is often used by people exercising. And they built this house, and then they realised that their kitchen overlooks those stairs, and they realised a lot of people use the bushes right there to back out a number 2. And so they had to plant a whole heap of bamboo to block the view. But it's just that
It
people
grew like no
I
business
know.
to.
'Cause- very well fertilised. The people doing it don't realise that the people in the house can have a direct view of them. They think they're just hidden from the road. But it's like, we can see you very clearly.
Where is this?
Oh, do you think it might be you?
I just want do people go and...
Yes.
Sorry.
She said
how-
you would be surprised at how many people do
At
it.
the same location. I don't
Yes.
like what makes it poop worthy.
Well, I think it's like the dogs like to go in the same part of the backyard, you know?
Yeah. I reckon that Rob DiCostello, when he was training for marathons, used to wait until he...
Not when he
needed-
was training, when he was racing. Yeah.
What would he do?
He'd hold one in so it's touching cloth, so he would run faster because he was a...
He's like running to the toilet for a whole
Yeah.
marathon.
There's an added incentive.
But also that level of exercise can cause some urgency.
Yeah.
And that, you know, as Domo said,
When you got to go.
Can I just,
As
can I
you
just
know,
ask,
Ross.
Can I just ask?
send us off air.
You just told us that the people...
Yes.
This is happening. This is happening.
Yes, it's
This is
happening.
not News.
It's happening.
Is anyone out there can put their hand up and say 13, 24, 10? Just, I'm not sure if we've got any people like
No
this.
one's
Why
gonna
would
own
you have
up
to go
to
and do a
it.
poo outside like that?
Because when
You're
you've got to
going for
go,
a run.
Tombo, it's on the news. When you got to go, you got to go.
Yeah. I don't think anyone, no one would call for that, sure.
No.
To say, they would say someone did, but not I
Yes.
did.
Seems to be a pandemic at the moment, the amount of stories we're hearing. What are you doing?
I mean, we're not saying you should, but maybe what we need is more public toilets.
Wow.
Have we thought about that?
Is running bring on one that you just...
Yeah.
Is it a thing?
I wouldn't know.
Amy, you're a mad exerciser. You've been running all the time.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you need to do a poo every time you go for a run?
Not every time, but it depends. And
She's
I went-
answering this seriously.
Yeah.
When you got to go,
Are
you
you
got
the
to
poo
go.
jogger?
No.
Are we going to see your face tonight on 9 News?
It is a woman.
Amy didn't want us to talk about this today.
yeah.
Interesting.
Go to the ads.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
We've got some insight. Costa, hello.
Hello, how you going?
Hey, Costa. Seems to be a lot of people getting around, going for runs and exercising.
And needing to do number twos. What's your insight?
Well, look, it is a common problem for runners. It's called runner's belly. So,
Yes.
Unfortunately, when you run, it kind of like pushes pressure on your lower intestine, and when it hits you hard, unfortunately, and you've got to go.
Have you experienced this and had to do the public running?
Well, I don't want to say if I have or haven't, but you know, I may or may not have come home with a couple of T-shirts missing, maybe. So,
Well, that's the other thing.
Yes.
But this woman, she's doing it time after time.
Yes, in the same place.
Repeatedly.
Is it likely that it would hit you, the urge would hit you at the same point in your run every time?
it doesn't discriminate to any location, unfortunately.
Okay.
So she's just territorial then.
Pretty much.
Okay,
True.
runner's belly.
Runner's belly. Would it help if there were more accessible public toilets?
Well, yes, it would do. I mean, unfortunately, sometimes, I don't know what time this lady was doing it, unfortunately, but when you're out running at early hours of the morning, nothing tends to be open,
Nothing's
which
open,
is a bit of a problem. So during the day, no problem. You can pop into Servo or Macca's or anywhere like that. But, early morning, late at night, this always seems to be a bit of an issue.
But, Nat, if you're going for a run and you're susceptible to runner's belly, don't you take precautions instead of going to the same place every day and just back one out?
Wearing a nappy.
For staff members to find?
No. Look, you don't wear a nappy, unfortunately. I mean, it's a good idea. I
That's a
didn't
good
think
idea.
about that.
Yeah,
But what about Imodium or like a medication? Would that help?
Well, I mean, it could definitely. But then, if you run 4 or 5 times a week, you don't want to be just taking medicine every time. Like I said, it's a very common issue. It's very common. It's more common than not, unfortunately.
What about if these people could they join a 24-hour gym and run on the treadmill where there is a toilet handy?
I mean, you could, but how boring, right?
I'd rather do that than have to poo in public.
Costa, you've educated us. Thank you for the call, buddy.
Costa.
Thanks, Costa.
And just a shout out to our teammate Sam, who's struggling to go to the toilet. He just needs to go for a run.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's too extreme.
Sam, just go for a run,
Tell you what, if I needed another reason to not go for a run, I've just found it. Thank you, Costa.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
We're talking about when you got injured at the very beginning of your holiday.
Yep.
Ross, what happened to you?
Much younger. We were, me and a friend, we went to Peru to do the Inca Trail.
Amazing experience.
Amazing.
how good.
And so it's a couple of days walk up in the mountains and you're staying in
To
tents.
get to Machu Picchu, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. And about halfway through that, my mate severely rolled his ankle. Now, you can't
You're up a mountain.
It's a 2-day walk to your finish or something ridiculous like that. And so, you're up a mountain. And the steps are huge. So he had to pretty much limp the rest of the Inca Trail and just live off Nurofen. And he was doing that. And then when we finally did it, got to the end, and he was in so much pain, we had to get in the airport, and there was a big line, but he got a wheelchair, and he went to the
And
front
you were
of the
his
line.
carer, or you
I
were
was
back
there
of
to
the line?
look after him. So, that was a
great.
benefit. But that kind of ruined it for him.
Yeah, I bet it did.
And he was really slow to walk with. That took me,
I'm
very
sorry
slow.
if you're suffering. Juanita is in Churchlands. Morning, Juanita.
Good morning.
Okay, what happened at the very beginning of the holiday?
Well, we were on a 9-week family holiday in Italy, and my younger sister walked across a crosswalk, and after 9 days, and got run over.
Oh, God.
And she broke her bone in her lower leg, and they put a cast on her all the way up to her thigh. So she had this leg that stuck out.
Oh, my God.
And she couldn't do anything.
We need a bloody crosswalk. That's what it's for.
I know,
Yes,
but
and
it's
the
a
girl
bit
drove
different.
off.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You can't
She came back
expect...
later with her dad. She was very upset.
Did your sister bring the mood down of the family holiday after that?
No, the only thing, she couldn't do all the things we did, like climb the cherry tree. So we just used to throw stuff at her all the time, so she couldn't run away.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. How caring. How old was she at the time?
She was 9.
Oh, okay, right. I was picturing an adult.
Yeah, same.
yeah.
Oh, no, she's only little.
Oh, yeah. That's
9
annoying.
days into 9 weeks.
Yeah, that's rough, isn't it? Thanks, Juanita. Justine's in Floria. Hi, Justine.
Hi, how you going?
Morning.
Good, Justine. Now, talk to us. Did you hurt yourself at the beginning of the holiday?
I did. I just have to set the scene, though. So my parents were going on a cruise for my dad's 80th. And it was just my parents and brother and sister and 2 young kids.
Yes.
And I thought I'd just lob in on the holiday. It was a cruise through the Mediterranean, and hate cruises. Can't stand them. But I thought, you know what? Quality time. I'll just embrace everything on the boat. They've got the flow rider, the water slide, rock climbing, being an activity girl. Don't want to just sit there doing all the other boring stuff. Anyway, I thought, you know what? I'm going to take down a flow rider. So the flow rider is like you've got to be high pressure water.
Yeah, and you get on these skateboarding things. They're supposed to be surfboards, but they're the size of a skateboard, really.
Oh, it's just like surfing on hard.
Yeah.
And you have to get your pass to get on it, and it's quite. I'm just going to say it's quite difficult. And I thought, you know what, opportunity to take my kids down at some point. So get my pass, send the photo through to my kids going, stuck in kids, got my pass.
Mum's cool.
And mum's cool. Next day, broke my wrist on it, and spent the whole holiday doing nothing and hating cruises even more. Even had to ask my 80-year-old parents to dress me because I couldn't dress myself.
Oh, Christine. Justine, sorry.
Get her name right.
I know.
Or as we call her now, Ristine.
I've had Justine, I've had a big stack on the flow rider, and
they're dangerous.
it really, really hurt me. The back of my neck.
Yeah,
and
your neck. Just beware, people.
Yeah,
Just
down for the flow rider.
Thank you. Amazing tale. Imagine getting your mum and dad to dress you.
That's embarrassing.
That's a low point. Laura is in Armidale. Hello.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Laura. What happened at the beginning of your holiday?
We were on our first full day of Bali just back in March.
Yes.
Decided to go quad biking. Group of us there for birthday celebrations. Up in Ubud. Right at the end of the trek, tried to keep up with my 16-year-old nephew, aquaplaned the quad bike, ended up pinning it down onto my left ankle.
Oh.
And then scanned through, and the doctor's like, no, you've just sprained it, you're all good. Moon boot for the rest of the 6 days we were there.
Tropical holiday, 10
weeks later, I'm still in a moon boot with a fractured ankle. I've had an ulcer, and I'm still got appointments coming up for this fracture.
Oh, Laura, Laura. Thing. Could you swim at all, or would you do like the leg out of the? What would you do?
No swimming, just watching everyone else enjoy the whole holiday.
So you're just on the pool lounge, just watching, miserable.
Yeah. Full of pain meds, no alcohol, and just watching everyone enjoy the trip.
No alcohol.
Yeah, because she's on pain medication.
Sean.
As you know, you would never.
As if anybody stopped with that.
As you know, taking the if you drink alcohol, the swelling gets way worse.
That's when you're playing professional sport.
No, your body
when
still
you're on
works
holiday,
the
you're
same.
like, who cares?
Oh, Laura, that is a tragic tale. Thank you.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.